Zach here with Chad Rook. Is that right?
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
I got it right off. How has Pensacon been for you?
It's amazing. I mean, for a second-year con, I mean, I've never seen something where literally the whole town is like the convention. So we've been treated very, very good, man. And I've been to a lot of conventions, and this one is definitely, top of the ladder. It's very great. Yeah.
I'm glad that the whole city is just supporting us.
It's
very nice.
It's insane. I mean, even you guys renamed your airport after this thing, and it's you don't see that too often when you come in and you see like Stargate 5 and stuff. So it's pretty cool, man.
It's awesome to see that happening. So when did you have your aha moment? I want to go into acting, modeling, directing. When did that happen?
I think it was actually even during high school. I went through the whole bullying thing and all that. But when I was on stage and stuff, then it made a big difference when, you could just go up there and be yourself and not really worry what people were doing and saying. And I think I just caught the bug, early on, and right out of high school, moved right away to where the work was and started immediately. So yeah,
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Go after what you love.
that's exactly it.
So you have made a sketch comedy group called First Line, correct?
Fine Line.
Fine Line.
Yeah, that was a while ago. Yeah.
What was some of your sketch comedy, like your gods that you looked up to that you wanted to model yourself?
Well, when I was younger, I used to watch a show called SCTV, which is a Canadian thing, and there was like John Candy, Martin Short. Those guys were all, in that. So I was like, that's who I kind of like when I related to comedy. And then when I was younger, obviously, I was a Jim Carrey fan. Mike Myers was a big one. So those are definitely for the comedy aspect, the guys I kind of went to, and they just had so many characters and big part of my childhood. So yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely Mike Myers, John Candy. Those.
I mean, Uncle Buck, all that kind of stuff. I love it. Trains, Planes, Automobiles, Steve Martin and stuff. Yeah, those guys. Yeah.
Those were great movies.
Yeah.
So you also created a company called CheckMate, correct?
Yeah, CheckMate Films. Yeah.
And you've been directing and producing movies. How has that been different for acting for you?
Well, it was good. I accidentally kind of got into the directing aspect because basically when I was doing sketch comedy, the team I was with originally, there was a show called Classels, and they weren't accepting my writing. So then I had to start writing my own stuff, directing my own stuff, producing. So then it just evolved into a whole film, and then I got in the directing aspect, and it's kind of like acting, but in a way it's a little bit more. Rewarding in the end when you wrote something, you thought of something, you wrote something, you created it, and then you see it to fruition. You get to see all aspects, and it's just it gives you 3 more levels than what acting does. So it's a cool little aspect.
Overall process.
Absolutely.
So you've been on several CW shows.
Several, yeah.
Several CW shows. Supernatural, The Cult, and Flash, most recently.
To name a few, yeah.
What has been the process for you there? How has production been? What has been your favorite to work on?
Flash was definitely one that kind of stood out. Cult was another big one, but that had a lot of behind-the-scene things, going on that was out of my control. But Flash was more like being on set of a movie. Like it was, it had the budget, it had the excitement, the hype. Even the fan following, it was already set to succeed before we even started, right? And it was anticipated. So the excitement and the energy. I mean, you have explosions going on every day, man. You have, I'm walking in the middle of a tornado. I can't complain being on set like that. Yeah.
Exactly, and you're weather wizard.
Yeah.
Which.
The first of, yeah.
First of.
Yeah.
You're the first of. So anybody else after you is going to have to bring up to your part.
Right, and it's hard because when I feel fortunate because I was on the pilot, and in the series, when you do a pilot, there's a lot bigger budget for them to play around with. So I'm in the middle of F5 tornadoes and stuff, and it looks amazing. And then the next guy comes and he turns into gas, and so I was like, try to step up to me, I dare you.
You can't mess with me.
Yeah.
So, do you think it's easier for you to be the first of a character than having to step into someone's shoes?
Yeah, I think it's different when you are the one who gets to set the bar, as opposed to you have to live up to something someone else has already done, and you don't get that chance too often. And I got fortunate because with the DC Comics, all these characters that everyone else is playing, they're in the comic books. But Clyde Martin, the version of Weather Wizard that I got to play, In the comic books, he had like a half a page, and he died right away. So they did a whole different storyline and route that's ever been done with Clyde Martin before. So yeah, I got to set the bar, and fortunately, you know, when you have Andrew Kreisberg and David Nutter and all those guys on board, you get to do it in a big way, and you know, and it's nice to be able to set the bar high. So
hey, that's awesome. And there's been rumors and hints that you will be coming back as Weather Wizard. Can you give any hints when you'll be back?
Yeah, well, all I can say is just pay close attention to your TV screens. March 17th. That is going to be, you know, that's the return of the Flash and stuff. And that episode is, I'm not just being biased, but like it is a crazy, epic episode for Flash. And there's so many things, not just the Weather Wizard aspect, but we're talking time travel and the whole Harrison Wells things. It's going to be a really crazy episode.
That's one thing I love about Flash is the Harrison Wells. You're trying to.
That's my favorite storyline. That's my favorite. Yeah,
it's amazing. Yeah. So how is our fans going to find you? Social media?
Just everything at Chad Rook everywhere. Facebook Chad Rook, Twitter Chad Rook. I'm not one of those guys who's like, you know, I'm Tank 64. Find me. It's just Chad Rook, brother.
Awesome. So that's how you can find him. Stay tuned to the Nerd Cave Network.
Stay tuned.